नागरिक उस पर उन्हें मरा उसको
Zolovina, and warm greeting to you all. It is an honor and privilege to me to speak at this noble celebration. We gather to celebrate our 50th year of independence. I challenge us to look forward to our journey 50 years from today and beyond with an open mind and with optimism. To be independent is a joyous opportunity. Today, as a nation, we celebrate our self-governance and self-determination. We celebrate our freedom. We must reflect and learn from our past and change for a better future. There is a lot to learn for everyone if we reflect over the last 50 years of our journey as an independent state. We celebrate today the sacrifices that our people have done to gain our independence in 1970 till now, 50 years old. There are many people, including proud sons of Bala, that have contributed and worked hard for our independence and self-governance. And today, we acknowledge their sacrifice and hard work. I sincerely acknowledge the government contribution towards the overarching legislative framework to govern our independence. Our 2013 Constitution safeguards our freedom and independence as a nation. Government's leadership towards climate change, natural disaster, and currently against COVID-19 pandemic is very much appreciated. I wish to acknowledge further the reforms by the current administration and high priority towards a better and quick service delivery to our people. The Vanua and the people of Bala have been very tolerant over the past 50 years of our independence. We will strive to continue this legacy. There are few issues that I wish to raise on behalf of the Vanua and the people of Bala for government consideration as well as Bala community as we prepare and move into the next 50 years. Firstly, the population of the Bala increasing. Thus, our demand for more agricultural lands for our development is our priority. We would like to see more of our people participating in mainstream agriculture development, including value-adding opportunities over the next 50 years. Over the last 50 years, our elders and our people have been generous in the provision of agricultural land leases, including commercial land leases. I urge you all to continue to play your role and continue to network and communicate more with your people towards building a more tolerant and multicultural and multi-religious community. As we celebrate our 50 years of independence, I wish to also acknowledge the tremendous contribution by our business community. You have made us all proud by your respective achievement here in Bala, across the nation and our Pacific nation, including Australia and New Zealand and globally. The sporting community of Bala has contributed to a lot of our development in Bala. Being the soccer giant of Fiji is something that we are proud of, and we would like to continue this legacy. Likewise, in rugby, we continue to see many sons of Bala representing our national rugby teams and now playing professional rugby in overseas clubs. This is a wonderful achievement. I thank you all for coming to celebrate our 50th year of independence. I also acknowledge those listening from your home and overseas as we celebrate our independence. From the people in Vanua of Bala, I would like to express our commitment and good faith into the next 50 years. I look forward to seeing more Talanoa sessions, more discussion, more opportunities to discuss and to participate in our national development. This is an opportune time to challenge us as individuals, organizations, including government, religious organizations, employers, business communities, and workers in Vanua of Bala to redefine our goals so that the objectives of our independence are realized and met. So let us continue to build and develop our lives, our communities, our town, our faith, our Vanua, and our nation. Vinod Reddy, Dhanyavad, and thank you for listening. Vinod.
Bula Vilaka, and a very good day to you all. It is my honor to make some opening remarks on this day as we celebrate Fiji's 50th year of independence. Fiji50 is a milestone event. Today, we have reached a milestone in our nation's history. Today, the whole of Fiji celebrates our milestone of 50 years of independence, headed, of course, by events at the Albert Park in Suva, where on this day, the dates of independence were handed to Fiji. It was an emotional moment. Sadness mixed with happiness and pride when the Fiji flag, with its unique sky blue background, was raised for the first time. As captured in many speeches and newspapers, reports from the day, 10th October 1970, it was a new era for the Fijian people, and an era of freedom, of nationhood, and of good grace and humanity as the cornerstone of the most multiracial community in the wider Pacific region. Each year, our independence is always a time of reflection, to pause with other Fijians and take stock of who we are, where we have come from as a nation, and how to project ourselves into the future. And in today's time, as we battle one in-a-century pandemic and the climate challenges brought about by centuries of neglect of our environment, we need to be focused and committed as Fijians to making a better Fiji. Let us not forget that we have battled and won against past pandemics and extreme weather events. We will win again. And during this 50-year celebration of Fiji's independence, it is a time to look towards the future with excitement and anticipation as we strive to develop our nation into a sustainable society. For Fiji, the last 50 years has been a massive learning experience for us on a national and a personal level. As Fijians, we have experienced great fortunes and happiness. We have hosted world events, from sports to climate change meetings, and won Olympic golds, and have proudly traded Fijians who have become #1 in their sports. We have also endured misfortunes and hardships under very difficult circumstances, some of our own making and others over which we have no control, be it a corona or a Winston. Today, as we gather in Bala, as we do all over Fiji, we will look at all Fijians, young and old, to show their strength and resilience and carry us forward as you have done countless times in the past. Today, as we gather, we are not too far from the grounds where the civic celebration of Fiji's independence were held 50 years ago and hosted by the Bala Town Council. Ladies and gentlemen, I know there are among you some who were there that day. And when you have time, ask those who were there for the full celebration that took place as we sang the national anthem under the new Fiji flag for the very first time. I was a school student and joined the hundreds of Bala children as we waved the Fiji flag and proudly marched to the special grounds that were prepared for the Independence Day celebration on the 10th October 1970. The celebrations in Bala began on 9th October with the lowering of the Union Jack and the raising of the Fiji flag on the 10th of October. Sunday the 11th was reserved for the interfaith service, cultural events, march past, Independence Day sports, and a beauty pageant were among the other activities. Of course, the Bala community headed by their dynamic mayor, Councillor Kishore Govind, who sadly passed away recently, headed the organizing committee. 3 days later, on October 14, 1970, we had a very special chief guest as Bala hosted the young Prince Charles, who did the official handover in Suva. He was the chief guest at the celebrations in Bala to mark his post-independence day tour of Fiji. I remember that a special bure was constructed as the main dais and decorated with the flowers and masi and traditional Itoke artifacts of Bala. It was a proud moment for Bala. The events on and around 10th October 1970 marked an important series of days as we took the baby steps of the independence. It meant that for the first time in the modern Fijian history, Fijians had the destiny of their country in their own hands. As we sang the national anthem, we reflected on its meaning of standing united under noble banner blue, of standing in the land of glory, of what it meant to be truly a Fijian, united under one banner, under one anthem, as one people. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, this unity and this glory of being one as Fijians, regardless of race or background, was one of the founding pillars of independent Fiji. Ladies and gentlemen, as a nation, we might be nearing middle age in human terms, but in terms of a nation, we remain young compared to the other nations with thousands of years of history as a modern nation state. Not only are we then young as a nation, we are a nation of young. Our youth population makes up nearly 70% of our total population. They are not only our leaders of the future, they are the leaders of our today, as they are the leaders of tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, let me thank all the youth leaders, the youth officers under my ministry, and the youth from the Western Division, who at a very short notice have been able to contribute greatly to that event today. Can we all put our hands together and thank all these youth who have traveled early in the morning to be here at this venue. I wanted to take this opportunity as Fiji celebrates 50 years of independence to speak briefly on the need for youth leaders. It is important as youth leaders and youths in general to respect the wisdom and direction we can get from our elders. This event, as we mark Fiji's 50th year of independence, is a good time to reflect on how our youth and our elders can build on our cultural values of mutual respect, in order to build a better Fiji for all. On this special day for Fiji, a day when we come of age as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of our independence, I would like to urge that our youth grow as leaders, and as leaders, that they grow other leaders. This will provide for leadership that is service-based and service-oriented and provides the correct platform for the nation building. It is important to remember that the nation builders who guided Fiji to independence, nation builders are the youth who grow old sacrificing their lives and growing leadership skills to build a nation. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I thank all of you for making the effort to be here to celebrate this milestone of Fiji celebrating its 50th year of independence. As always, you have been good audience. And as youths of Western Division, I know you all will be always first and foremost true Fijians. True Fijians who show their true allegiance, unity, and harmony under the noble banner blue of Fiji's flag, and who make sure that this unity and harmony is part of their everyday lives as they build Fiji to even greater heights in the next 50 years. This will be the greatest lesson from today's event and the greatest contribution that you all can make to Fiji as we move towards its next 50. Naka, thank you, and Dhanyavad.
Kamera